Okay, boys and grills, I have a battle here against TheSkaterGamer740, who is a fellow Twitch streamer and YouTuber. I'll leave both of the links in the description. And I'm trying to improve the team that I used last video here with the Snorlax and the pulverizing pancake and all that. Obviously, last video I did notice there was quite a ground weakness, so I decided to try out Serperior. Now, Serperior can't get Contrary yet in Gen 7, so it's not quite as good as it is once Pokebank is going to come out, but I still figure it can still do some work. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and lead with Mamoswine, and I am going to go ahead and switch out. And I go into my Tapu Fini, which is, this Tapu thing I used last time. It is bulky water, and that pretty much sums it up. And, yeah, he's going to go ahead and go for the Flare Blitz, which I do resist. Incineroar is obviously one of the starters in Gen 7. One, I think probably the weakest one overall, because it's kind of slow and it has a lot of weaknesses, but it can still obviously be very strong because it has very good attacking stats. So he is going to go ahead and switch out into Vikavolt, though, which is an interesting Pokemon. It has a ton of special attack. It's a electric bug Pokemon, and it's slow, though, which is weird for electric types, but it has a very, very strong special attack. And I really do not want to... Well, I actually do stay in to see how well I can take it after a Calm Mind. Kind of actually to test this thing out, because, like I said, this is very bulky. At least this Tapu Fini said. I just go for a Moon Blast, though, and even though I'm not heavily special attack invested, that still does a lot less than I thought. Vikavolt really isn't that bulky just by base stats, so clearly that this Vikavolt has some, defensive investment, specifically special defense, and I'm actually kind of wondering if it's Assault Vest, maybe, looking at that damage. So, yeah, he's going to go ahead and go for the T-Bolt as I go into Mamoswine, which, is kind of the obvious thing. I'm just going to go ahead and set up Stealth Rocks because it's going to help against his team, as he just goes for a Flash Cannon, which is super effective and does a lot of damage, obviously. And here I misclicked, and I feel so dumb. That is a legitimate misclick. I know that Vikavolt has Earthquake. I meant to hit Icicle Crash to get damage on this thing, but I misclicked there, and that is actually going to really cost me later, but you'll see. But yeah, that obviously really sucks. Feel just so dumb doing it, and it was an obvious misclick. I didn't even notice until I used Earthquake. Wait, what? I thought I hit Icicle Crash. Oh well, but either way, I make the same mistake again with my Marowak. I decided to go for a Swords Dance when he has a Garchomp to switch in, and yeah, obviously I don't want to do that, but I do have a Pokemon that can switch in now to Garchomp, and yeah, I'm just going to go into my Serperior as he goes for an Earthquake. I should take it pretty well due to the resistance, and yeah, I do take that okay. And I do have a Giga Drain on this set, so first I'm going to Glare, though, which is an interesting move for Serperior. It's obviously can paralyze ground Pokemon, making it pretty valuable, and that's what I'm going to do. I did that kind of in case you wanted to stay in. I didn't actually expect the Fire Fang, probably should have, but now he's triggered Overgrow, which is obviously Serperior's other ability other than Contrary that it can have. And as you can see, with Overgrow, Giga Drain does a lot of damage and heals me, and I thankfully pick up the Parahax, which is nice, because otherwise I think I would have died. But, yeah, he's going to go into Mimikyu now as I go for another Giga Drain, and, yeah, he's obviously not going to take damage due to Disguise, but I do break the Disguise, which is still nice. And after my Life Orb, I am sitting again in Overgrow range, so I'm like, alright, let's go for it again, and after that Shadow Sneak, I'm definitely going to still be in the range. And, yeah, I'm hoping to do some nice damage, and as you can see, I do a lot of damage. So who needs Contrary to run Serperior, man? You can just, use Overgrow strats, and now I am going to switch, because I didn't really pay attention to the exact HP, but I was like, okay, that's pretty close. I'm wondering if he can actually kill me here with a Shadow Sneak. He ends up just going for a Shadow Claw, so I could have stayed in. I don't know why he would have done that, because he wouldn't have outspeed my Serperior. But whatever, I just go into Snorlax, who can take special moves, and now I'm just going to crunch this thing, and it's going to be able to take out the Mimikyu, and he goes into Incineroar, and I really should be paying more attention to these sets. I really did not know that Incineroar had cross-chop access. So I get cross-chopped, and I'm not going to be able to go for a Pulverizing Pancake this time. So, rip Snorlax. You tried. I was going for one, I think. Anyway, I'm going to go back into Greninja, and I'm really just hoping to, Water Circuit this thing to death. I could have went for a Hydro Pump, which is my other water move. This is a timid Greninja. I only carry that for, the priority. But, I get really unlucky and only get 2 water circuits, which apparently is pretty rare. I think it's like less than 16%. I don't remember. I'd have to look it up on. But you should get at least 3 most of the time. And if I would have gotten 3, I would have been able to take it out and activate Battle Bond. But as you can see, Water Shurikens did not quite kill due to me only getting 2 hits, and he's going to be able to take me out. Fortunately, he does knock himself out due to the Life Orb as well, but that really hurts, and that really does suck. I really want to get Battle Bond Greninja to happen on YouTube eventually. But anyway, my Marowak is going to scare away his Alakazam on the double switch. He goes into Garchomp, which is just not going to take a Shadow Bone, and is just going to die. So in comes Toxapex. I do have Earthquake, obviously, or is it Bone Meringue I have on this set? I don't really remember. I switch between the two. I really do like Bone Meringue for the ability to break subs and Mimikyu disguises and things of that nature. But yeah, I think this one might have Earthquake. Either way, I'm just going to go into my Tapu Fini because, actually, that's not really what I was predicting, but that works. I was predicting a Water move. But he goes for the Toxic, and Misty Surge actually prevents status, so that's pretty nice. It's probably the reason why Tapu Fini was so good, because it's immune to statuses for the first 5 turns that it's in. Or at least as long as the Misty R is up. So I'm just going to go ahead and Calm Mind as he goes into Alakazam. And I was kind of expecting this. I need the Calm Mind in order to compete with this Alakazam, because it's probably going to Mega Evolve and do some major damage. So that's what I figure. I'm going to need a Calm Mind here. So I decide to go for the Moonblast now to get as much damage as I can on this Alakazam. Even after that, if he has Psyshock, he's still going to be doing some good damage. Although my Tapu Fini, I believe, is max defense invested. So I'm hoping to take it pretty well, but he has the Energy Ball, which is super effective and goes against my weaker special defense stat, although it's probably not weaker now that I have a Calm Mind. Either way, it is super effective, and that's kind of unfortunate, because now he's going to be able to 2-hit KO me, and my Moonblast not quite enough to take it out, and I'm starting to think maybe to invest more in special attack on my Tapu Fini, because its hits have been a little bit underwhelming, and I know it's primarily a bulky Pokemon, but it has to be able to dish out damage too after 1 turn of setup, so I might have to rethink the EVs there. Either way, I go back into Marowak. It is full HP, so I'm pretty sure I can take even a Shadow Ball, without him setting up. And I do, thankfully, take 1 Shadow Ball, and I'm just going to go and kill this thing with Shadow Bone. I was actually kind of hoping it didn't have Shadow Ball, because he switched out for me before, so, yeah, he does have it, though. So that kind of sucks. As he goes into Toxapex again, and my only real hope is to outspeed this thing, but this is actually, I don't think I have any speed invested in this Marowak. But I still outspeed, though, which is kind of cool, and I just go for a Bone Meringue. I know Toxapex is really slow, so that's why I feel confident that I was outspeed anyway. But yeah, I just go for that Bone Meringue, and it doesn't quite kill, unfortunately, as he gets a Liquidation off on me, which does kill. And I believe I'm down to my last Pokemon now, so I'm in a pretty bad spot. I really need to hope that I can finish it off here with my Superior, and I still have Overgrow triggered, so I'm hoping to take out this Toxapex first. And I do take it out, thankfully, but I'm going to need to be able to take out that Vigavolt, and like I said, I'm pretty sure it's Assault-vested, and even invested, maybe, in Special Defense, so it's going to be hard. I do have Hidden Power Fire. It's really the only shot I have, and I am going to get the nice Leech Seeds here, but I need to be able to do at least 50% with an unboosted Hidden Power Fire, and I just, looking at how much that did earlier, I just don't think I can, and yeah, it does even less than a quarter, actually. Unfortunately, he did resist Giga Drain, so that's why I didn't go for that, and to take advantage of Overgrow. But yeah, that was still a very nice game, the TheSkaterGamer740, and looking back at the very beginning of the match, if I just had not misclicked Icicle Crash, I probably could have been able to kill that Vigavolt there if it was even still alive after the Icicle Crash, but, I'm just a little salty. No, but it was my mistake. He played very well, and he's a very good battler. And he's a very good YouTuber / Twitch streamer, so make sure you check him out. Once again, the links to his stuff is in the video description. And today's question of the day is, what is your favorite Pokemon game soundtrack music, or, piece? I asked this question in the past, but obviously a new generation is out. I'm just going to, I don't know if it is my favorite, but, and I know it's a controversial soundtrack, but I really, really do like the Grand Trial Island, the Island Kahuna battle music. I think it's an excellent piece. There's not really quite a climax to the piece, which is why a lot of people are kind of amped about it, but I think it's very upbeat, and I just kind of like it. It's hard to explain. But leave a comment about that, and see you guys next time. Later.